got it.
This is walking around her soon-to-be former house. Is that right, in Kansas?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Is it cold there?
Yeah.
Must be very snowstormy.
That's how I always dress, I think. I have to tell you guys, our family dog died today.
Oh, wow.
Little white one?
4 years old, a healthy
Oh,
husky, and he just got an infection. And in the last 2 days, he got weaker. So we took him to the vet thinking, oh, they'll take care of it. Antibiotics, IV fluids. And they couldn't keep him alive. Anyway, I'm sad.
Kansas family dog.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm really
Yeah,
sorry.
thank you.
Not the little white one.
No, not that one. That one's old.
Yeah,
I mean,
when you
and
said
she has
you said 4 years old. I was like, no, it's not that one.
no, not that one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But so anyway, I'm not feeling much like talking. But Marius, it's so nice to see you.
It's good to see you. Definitely. It's been a while. I know you've been taking care of your situation out there and where you are. And so hopefully it's going well. Hopefully,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was there for a week,
Oh.
a couple days ago.
Okay. Fantastic. I didn't know. I think
It was only really for a couple of days, and I had a lot on my plate. 2 or 3 trees fell down, big old growth trees fell down on that house, near that house. So
wow. Yeah, it's been the atmospheric river's been good for all the rain it's brought, but it's been bad, unfortunately, for a lot of the situation a lot of people are dealing with, trees falling and flooding, and especially in Central California, all the mud is really clogged up a lot of the plants and the food areas. So it's really getting me situation.
Yeah.
Man, but I think I heard, from what I understand, your trees didn't hurt anybody. It just it messed up some property, but it didn't hurt.
Amazing how little damage it did, both property, and thankfully nobody was hurt. Yeah.
That's important. That's good. I'm glad about that.
That's it. Yeah. That's a big deal.
Yeah. Well, it is 8:01. When do you want to actually officially start? When do you want to start the meeting officially?
Can I pass the baton on that?
You mean I'll share the screen? Oh, you don't want to share at all?
Today, no.
Okay. So, can you make the decision about when we start, since technically you're the chair? Do we wait 3 more minutes till 8:05, or do we start? That's the only question I was really asking.
What do you think?
Well, we have 4 people here, including someone you know and someone I know who's new to this. So perhaps we should start on time-ish.
It sounds good. And I look forward to meeting Bronson. Hi, Bronson.
I think you know Bronson.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Bronson. So what I'm gonna do is share the screen.
Okay, so welcome to the UNNC Sustainability Committee meeting. We will start now.
And can you see the screen?
Great. And I left my power charger back in Los Angeles when I was there, so it's in the mail getting to me, which is why I'm not on my laptop.
Well, okay.
So
I'll go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Power through this. So welcome to this meeting. I first want to draw everyone's attention to item number 1 on the agenda, which is the determination to continue to hold meetings virtually. And this is good through March 29th. The Board of Neighborhood Commissioners and the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment, with guidance from the LA City Attorney, have established that the board has the authority to adopt AB 361 findings, and to determine that due to COVID-19 state of emergency, meeting in person would present imminent risk to the health or safety of attendees at neighborhood council meetings. So this meeting is being conducted virtually pursuant to that directive. As a side note, since last month we discussed that we would be in person in hybrid meeting this month, the city attorney determined that their various departments and entities could make findings in February to extend for 30 days. So Bob made their finding on the 27th of February. So when I said the 29th, I mean the 27th of March is the last time a neighborhood council can, at this moment in time, can meet 100% virtually. So item 2 on the agenda is welcome, call to order, which we did, introductions, and review of the agenda. So I think we should do the introductions first. And I am Laura Myers. I am a member of the committee, but not its chair, though I'm chairing tonight. I am a member of the UNNC board and have been, well, since inception with some exceptions, so for 20 years. And I live in Angeles Vista neighborhood, and I am an representative. So I'll pass it on to Marius. We'll do this in the order we see people. Marius.
Hello, Marius. Marius Stelly. I was a former member of UNNC board and am currently living in Jefferson Park.
Elizabeth.
I love that, currently living in Jefferson Park.
Didn't you grow up in Jefferson Park?
Oh, I'm Elizabeth. Oh, sorry.
Right.
Audio is hard for me. Right now on a little phone, Elizabeth Fenner, West Adams Avenues, looking forward to being back. It's not a cold sore on my lip. I had a precancerous growth taken away. So
your life has been busy the last few days. Hi.
my life has been busy. Yeah. Hi. Passing it on to Bronson.
Street.
Yeah, Bronson, your audio is not very good. Unfortunately, can you try it a different way? No, that's worse. Okay.
No, he hasn't said anything.
How's that?
I asked him.
Okay. Well, hello everyone. I'm Bronson. I'm just a concerned resident of the neighborhood, and I have lots of thoughts and ideas and want to connect with people and see however I can help the community. I'm always trying to get more engaged with what's going on. So happy to be here.
So, and Bronson lives on 4th Avenue and the Avenues. So,
Yeah, the house with the well.
Yeah, I think you've met Bronson many times.
Oh yeah.
I've walked by a few times. We talked once. You know Garnett, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Garnett's a friend. I talk to him almost every day.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, super. Great. Nice to meet you, Bronson.
Pleasure.
And somebody will tell me if somebody's trying to get into the room. I don't see anybody in the waiting room when I have the screen share up. Okay, so review of the agenda. The other items, really a brief agenda. We have general public comments, and item 4, which is basically our agenda tonight, is planning for Earth Day on April 22nd, 2023. And then we have old business, if any, new business, which we'll probably table because we're probably too busy planning for Earth Day for the next 2 months, and adjourn. So, and let me just change this for everyone. The next meeting is not a Thursday, April 16th, because that's a Sunday, but rather it is Thursday, April 13th. And so it was corrected in the agenda that went out publicly, but I had forgotten to correct it here. And with that, I'll read aloud. No, I will say, is there anyone who has any general public comments on any item that is not on this agenda, but is within purview of the environmental committee for use? And hearing none, we move on to item 4, we'll read it out loud and then I'm going to unshare the screen. And so we can be back. I can be back more in person. So our big topic tonight is planning for our Earth Day, UNNC's Earth Day Festival, which will be Earth Day 50 years, sustainability and resilience, or something similar. So, Earth Day celebrates its 50th anniversary this year on Saturday, April 22nd, coincidentally, also UNNC's election day. So UNNC approved presenting an Earth Day festival adjacent to the election polling place.
Laura, it's not the 50th.
Well, it says so all over the internet.
It started in 1970.
Okay, well then we'll check it out before we print any materials that say 50th.
Maybe it's because there wasn't one during the 2 years of COVID. Perhaps.
I
no celebration.
I'm happy to stand corrected, and I will definitely make sure that as we create print materials or social media materials, we will know for sure which anniversary it may be, or not use the word anniversary at all. Okay. Anyway, it's tonight we're discussing pre-event planning, including our partnership with Council District 10 and our efforts to reach out and identify other community partners, hopefully more than just I have updates on that, and discuss further ideas about how the environmental committee itself will partner with the event, and explore the feasibility of including a drop-off component, something. For example, use clothing or paper for a shredding event or similar. And with that, I'm going to stop the share and launch, I guess, the discussion. So this is what I know from my end on the partners we have asked successfully to partner with us. The Garden School Foundation, which we've talked about a couple of times, and they will, whatever else they do, they're going to also have demonstrations of worm composting, because we want this event to be kid friendly. And what do kids like better than worms? I don't know. So they're going to do that. And we are also having a affirmation, a yes, from the rediscoverycenter.org, which is a nonprofit organization that's moving into our footprint. They're currently located farther in West LA, but they are renting the space at Gramercy Apartments on Washington Boulevard. So the space that had been intended to be a restaurant, and that's been an unsuccessful leasing adventure, will be leased to this nonprofit. So what Rediscovery Center does is they, first of all, it's teaching kids after school programs, weekend programs, maybe some adult programs, but they use recycled materials to teach people how to be what, the new phrase, makers, which I would call crafters in another era. So they make things out of recycled materials, arty things, and they have exhibits, everything. So it's a creative learning program, but using recycled materials. So they're going to partner with us on this. And they're also going to fit with UNNC at Ciclavia, by the way, which is April 16th, or adjacent to. They're going to have their own booth. So so those are my two success stories. I still haven't heard anything back from LA Compost, which we're asking also to have a booth. And then the UNNC's other participating committee is our Public Safety / Emergency Preparedness Committee. And they're focused in this case on the emergency preparedness and resilience. So they will have their own table separate from Berman Committee's table, both of which will be separate from, let's just say, the UNNC table, where UNNC will, try to reach out to stakeholders with the branding materials. What is UNNC? Sign up for our e-blast. I mean, that'll be not our responsibility for our table. So one of the things we have to figure out is what is going to be on our table. But that's not so hard. But something about the reduce your use of plastics. I mean, we're going to have our own stuff. I have not confirmed if we will or will not be able to hand out the milkweed seeds. I hope we will. Teresa's worked on making the package. She's got a little graphic, but I don't know if she's already handed out all the ones she made. So, you know what I mean? Because we've had so many events. So those were the people I was going to talk to. Sorry, Elizabeth, I'm going to put you on the spot. Did you talk to Lisa Hart at the Neighborhood Council Sustainability Alliance or the climate change people? Okay, so those still are your two tasks. I know today is a bad day. And when are you coming back here, by the way?
April, I think we're leaving here April 10th. So easily by April 12th.
Okay, so I would hope at the climate change organization that you participate in, and Lisa could have been reached out long before that. Because the other piece of my report is I have a meeting with our deputy at CD10 who's working with us on this tomorrow. A phone meeting, not a real meeting, a phone meeting, but I need to start, say how many tables, how many chairs, how many towns. So we need to kind of get that done. So I realize that Charlie, Davina, and Christy are all not here, so I don't know if they did or didn't succeed. So I'll just follow up with them individually. And Marius, I can't remember if there was anybody, if you were even here. We did not give you an assignment if you weren't here, but I don't remember. If you,
I wasn't given an assignment, but I did have the two things that I was going to discuss here at the meeting.
Okay.
I'll just do that right now. As before, you were interested as to what the background is that I have here. And because Zoom works opposite, I have to kind of like get out of the way. But this is climate change that's shown in terms of the climate warming stripes, but yes, in the graph. I decided not to do the climate warming stripes because it'd be kind of difficult to see behind my head. But you can see between 1895 and 2021 how much temperature change has affected the state of California. So that's part of just my background just for this environmental committee. Now, on to what I wanted to discuss here for recommendations. I was thinking what would be something that would bring more people in to the event, as well as try and, bring more people over to the election, get some more awareness. One of the things I realized is, wait a minute, a lot of people have usually things they need recycled or brought in to be disposed of. And that's when I thought of e-waste or apparel recycling. I said, there's got to be somebody with giant trucks or something that can come in, and essentially people can bring their e-waste and their apparel and drop it off. And while they're doing that, they can then engage into the other activities that are happening. I originally tried to contact Homeboy Industries to see if they can do it, because they do both apparel and they do e-waste. They do a lot of good, it's a good cause. A lot of the young men and women are definitely getting themselves into something that's positive, and they do a lot of very good things with how they do it. They just don't dump it somewhere. They do a whole supply chain setup. So I thought those might be someone possibly to try and get in contact with. I tried earlier, couldn't really find anybody. I'm gonna try again tomorrow. And the other thing too was last night at West Adams Avenues, they had the LA Sanitation Department there, and they were talking about their food waste bins that you could pick up for free. And I thought it'd be a good idea to have them come over and give those away for free, so that way people can have, as well as a simple handout. I took a picture of one of the PowerPoint frames that showed all the stuff you could throw away. So a very simple handout says, this is what you can throw away. And it's very simple, you can put in there so people know, oh, I can put food scraps, I can put paper towels with, just food on it, pizza boxes, stuff like that. So that way, at least we can get, a few different things in there and get a few different departments and get those kind of things going. Hopefully that'd be something that could attract enough people.
Right. And I should say, one of the conversations I've had a brief taste with Danielle Miro from CD10 was that not specifically that, but that was what I had in mind. Asking, the CD10 is going to provide a lot of stuff for us, right? Stuff and the street closure. But I said what I really think we want to ask is that you be a co-sponsor, because that will help us bring the city departments.
Okay.
You know, if you can. So, and that's exactly, we did talk about that. I'm kind of scrolling through some here.
So you mean like LADWP would bring in like shower, water saving shower setups or water saving faucet setups, and like SoCal Gas would have stuff like that?
It would be so great if we got all of them, but the most important one would be the one you already mentioned.
Right. I have the name too, that person that did that presentation. I took a picture of his name so I can go and find that person later and see if they can, you know, if they can reach out to whoever they need to and bring them in.
Right. So that would be, okay, here, I think this is probably the thing you were talking about. Let me share the screen. Tell me if this is what you got the photo of. Can you see the screen?
Oh, wait, wait, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that's part of it. And he also had his name and stuff on a different PowerPoint slide.
Yeah, this I'm not going to try and go through all this. I'm just saying.
Right. But this is it. Yeah.
This program is really important. It should be more important to them than it seems to have been. They've done lackluster promotion.
Right.
It's just one day they say, hey, it starts now. And, you know, first thing you need to do is reach out to the city's gardeners, because they're filling the green trash cans all the way to the top every week. So there's no room for you to put the organics into the trash can. I mean, I'm sort of joking because it's not really their responsibility, but we need to get more word out on this program. And for us, the drive to get a bucket is so long.
Right.
And
right. And this is,
they only purchased 25,000 buckets.
Right. And this is where, you know, utilizing this, we can try and get just a little bit more out, and at least people will know how to do that. I mean, I can give better recommendations to them later how to do it, but I think these type of things are good starts, at least, to try and engage the public to come in more, because, you know, thousands of tons of material of electronics and apparel is essentially disposed of, or people don't know what to do with it. A lot of it's in their houses. So if we can get a big enough truck or trucks to come out and do that, people be more than happy to come out. And then we can use that as a leverage for you guys, definitely for UNNC, to say, hey, look, here's UNNC. Do you want to get involved? Do you see what's going on? Do you want to see more involved with this? And there's things to help talk about. So
I was thinking about it. I love the idea of apparel recycling, and I'm assuming that apparel, if it's in good condition, gets cleaned in and given away, right? It doesn't get.
They have a setup where they can deal with scraps, with certain types of material, recycling of I believe polyesters and a few other items that are, you know, plastic based. And I have to ask them more in detail as to how that happens, you know, but they do have a way of doing it, and it should be done in a manner that's not, you know, bad. It should be done correctly. So when I find somebody, I'll talk to them about both. I know the e-waste they do, and I have to find out about the apparel as well.
Well, the e-waste I'm troubled by, because I've done e-waste. I mean, gone to those events. You stay in your car. They come to your car and say, yes, yes, no, yes, yes. But we want people not in their cars. We
have to find that out how they do it, because you're talking about LA sanitation.
Done it in the past.
Right. So, but if I'm talking about a private, because I think you're talking about is LA sanitation. I'm talking about private concern doing this. So for them, most likely you're going to walk up to them, you know, but I'll make sure that's what they do. I'll be sure about that.
Right. Because otherwise we've created a drive-through event, which is still very useful for people. No, it would be an extremely useful thing to do at some point. However, it doesn't fulfill the rest of our goals for this one day.
Right. So I'll watch out for that. So make sure, definitely make sure.
we wanted this, I mean, the first part of the idea was the tree giveaway. So it's, again, I need to get Danielle to get, so, you know, she lost her focus on us when the Debbie Allen Dance Academy suddenly announced they're going to close Washington Boulevard last week. And we had like, the council office had 2.5 weeks notice. So they were full time, because that was a major thing. If you're closing Washington Boulevard from Western to Gramercy for 3 days, well, 2.5 days,
Right.
you know, Washington Boulevard for, you know, for gosh sakes. So, so I should add the Debbie Allen Dance Academy has also said that they would come, they figure out how to just say something about either resilience or sustainability, and they will have a booth at this event. So even though they're about dance, they're gonna figure it out and participate as a community partner. But so I really need Council District 10 and our deputy. And you know, we need to get together and figure this out, because we can get city plants, we can get Bureau of Sanitation much, much easier if it's a city Council District 10 event along with us. So that, you know, so that's what I am working on tomorrow, this weekend. I mean, we'll talk tomorrow, and I probably have to do a final memo, because I've got to get into the city clerk our event application, right? I mean, we have a lot of things that have to go on.
Right.
So the graphic behind you, Marius, is there a way, is that an interactive thing or a static thing? Meaning, can we make a poster out of that that could be at our booth? Or is it do we bring a tablet so people can see something?
You know, I downloaded it from University of Reading in UK and from their website. So I'm sure it can be made into a poster if necessary.
Well, but how do we decorate, right? I mean, we're a little ahead of ourselves,
right?
Not a lot ahead of ourselves, because to make a poster costs X. I mean, and doing the graphic work to make it that big is a thing, and then getting it printed is another thing.
Right, right. But a lot of these are downloadable, and they have several different versions. This was the one that was the most usable, readable, because if you go with the climate warming stripes, it's a bunch of stripes, but your average person walking by wouldn't know what it is.
Well, it's going to sound dumb, but more importantly, equally importantly, if you notice, the colors are UNNC's new brand colors.
Yeah.
The blue and the red orange. So that's just a really cool graphic. But the other thing I had asked you, do you remember, I'm sure you do, Marius, when you were selling native plants, you had that big giant display of different California natives. Do you still have that?
Yeah, I have those posters.
Right. So maybe we should have some of those, you know, as well. So, okay.
And I'll order something. I'm sure there's something else that's good too. They've probably come up with a few more since then. So
I want you to spend your money. So, but if we have the existing. Okay, so another of the things to discuss is
I had a question. Can I ask a question? I was going to ask Marius, what is the wholesale cost for a little sort of a 1-inch planter of take your most common native? I don't know.
You mean like little plugs where you can just go ahead and just put them into the ground? Something really small?
Yeah.
I know.
I think I don't know, they could be anywhere from $6 to $8 in the stores.
Wholesale. You know, I haven't tried any of the stores like Lowe's in them. I basically deal with the closest native plant store, which is Theodore Payne, which is out, unfortunately, in Sun Valley, which is a little bit of a trek. But they have a few different, what they call them flats, and they're like 24 plants inside of a flat. But when you pull them out, they're just a little bit of soil attached to the plant, and they're not like an individual container that you can easily pick up and take with you. So if it's like a person coming up, you know, you essentially hand them the small plug. But you can get a large amount enough in a small, relatively low price, depending on what kind they have there.
Okay, so a flat is not that expensive?
It's not too expensive. I mean, are you talking about if someone you give individually to people, or are you talking about just a whole collective
Yeah,
for one
we
person?
could replant, and I'm just spitballing just idea of,
Okay,
I don't know, because it has to get in the ground and it has to get in the ground right, so
right.
it's almost like we give somebody a free plant if they sign up for a free planting. Like we go over there, somebody goes to their house and plants it for them in the place
Right.
that they want it.
Understand.
You know?
Yeah, I totally understand. Yeah, what she means for everyone is sometimes plants don't quite make it.
Mhm.
Someone gets the plant, they put it down somewhere, they're not sure what to do, and then the plant ends up dying, and they say, "Well, I tried, I didn't." So I can understand.
The car.
Yeah,
Oh,
Right.
thank you, I like that, and then it never leaves the car. Yeah.
but we can, but there's ways that we can. I know she's just kind of pitching the idea right now, and we can try and figure out something so we can see what can work. There's got to be something
Okay.
that kind of helps everyone understand what's going on.
I have an idea for a visual that I just, it's a bridge too far right now, but if I
Mhm.
could get a team, especially of people who are artists. Okay, so there's an organization called Drawdown, and they have, I want to say, 100 different ways, strong ways that we could address climate change.
Mhm.
And they're creative. Marius, you know about Drawdown, right?
I've first time I'm hearing about it. It sounds good though.
Oh yeah, there's a wonderful book, and now there's an even more wonderful website.
Mhm.
And so it crosses the spectrum. Planting trees is on there. Sequestering carbon is on there.
Mhm.
It, like, for farmers, to have practices that sequester carbon, that's in there. Educating girls the world around is in there, because it turns out if you educate girls around the world, they are less likely to marry
Mhm.
and have babies. More likely educate girls, are more likely to go to college, off marriage, have a certain number of children, raise them differently than they would otherwise. That's one example. But so it'd be fun to have, my idea is to have one of those little big turntables, where, like, Wheel of Fortune, is it Wheel of Fortune? Where you
Okay.
have them spin the dial and see, how are you gonna, save the climate? And then it would click, 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 click to one of the ideas in Drawdown.
Okay.
And it could be anything else. Like, how could you lower your carbon footprint? Tick, 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 take the bus, ride a bike.
Well, is this organization in Los Angeles?
No, oh no, it's probably in Washington, D.C. It's a big organization, Drawdown.
Right. So what I wonder is if there's an organization that can handle that. I mean, in other words, because once somebody spins the wheel, if somebody can even find a wheel to spin, do you know
I
what I
found
mean?
an online version of it. I just gotta find if there's a printed version.
Right, but who would be
Oh
answering?
wow.
Okay, so this would be interactive. Somebody is talking to the person who's spinning the wheel, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we have the bandwidth, or is there an organization here in LA that we could have? Hey, do you want to come and this is what we hope you could do?
There's a Move LA nonprofit.
What is that?
They're focused on alternate, multimodal means of transport, focused on taking the bus, taking the train, biking, walkable spaces. I met a couple of them on the K line opening a few months ago. They had a booth set up, and they were really kind. Maybe they would be interested in something like that.
What's the name of the organization?
We'll say that again.
Move LA, is that right?
Yeah, Move LA.
Oh, okay.
Well, they're located pretty close to here. It's Fifth and Hewitt, so east side of downtown. As opposed
That
to
sounds really promising.
Yeah.
Move LA, especially with our proximity to Crenshaw and the new Crenshaw line.
Right. Right. know how to do a booth. Bronson, if you saw them have a booth.
I have a card I got of his somewhere. It might be in my car, so I'll have to look around for that. And if I can find it, I'll reach out to him.
Okay, great. But well, you say that because obviously multimodal transportation, in other words, feet, bikes, blah, blah, blah. Who's the guy? See, I'm talking to the wrong three people. I'm saying, who's the guy who really pushed slow streets? He's with Streets LA. He's been out and about to a lot of organizations, about biking and pedestrian friendly. Anyway, he's someone who's come to participate in UNNC things quite a bit over the years. Okay.
I'd like to meet them. They sound great.
Yeah.
Well, let me look at my email, see if I can find Streets LA if it comes up in my email.
They're probably on Facebook as well, I'm sure.
No, I know, but the person who would have participated with us, I want to see if you see where I'm going.
Yeah.
If maybe. So we still have some ideas of who we can get to participate in this, but it's getting to the point where we really, really, really need to actually do it. So,
although Laura, I don't know. Am I mute? I don't know if we can deliver the audience that they would want if we asked somebody to take time to prepare and come. They would be better served. The environment would be better served if they went to a larger Earth Day event.
Disagreeing with that. But
unless we know we're going to have 1,000 people.
Well, we know we are not. But we're going to get insurance.
We're not. So let's, so we could focus on.
Yeah, I'm going to say max at any given time will be 300 based on the kind of insurance we can get. That doesn't mean 300 total attendees, but we're in a particular street. You know what I'm saying? It's particular. But
so in that case, I have another idea. Which is come fix your bike here. Could we get a couple of bike jockeys, who just could bring some tools and some pumps and some patches and just say, we'll oil the chain for you and adjust it.
You mean like Michael McDonald used to do at Benny Potter Park? Remember?
Yeah.
But
and Bronson, you nodded.
Yes. I saw someone at Ciclavia they had several booths for that, and I thought that was just a perfect addition to the event. I felt like that we should be having more of that culture in our city in general. So yeah, I think the idea of having like a bike repair station, anything that encourages people to just ride their bike. I'm not sure if maybe it's already planned to, like, what streets are being planned to shut down?
It's 12th Avenue at Washington Boulevard. The election is at the library.
Oh.
You know where the Washington Green Library is? Then just east is a park, the little kids park. Then there's a street. Then there's Truffle Brothers, Geo, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Truffle, yeah.
Yes. So the street festival will be, Washington will be closed, 12th Avenue will be closed at Washington, and the whole street going back to 18th is closed. So we can make it larger, but I'm assuming it won't be larger. The street is closed, but the backside is where, if we're going to do bring your clothing for recycling, the backside will be where the truck would be at 18th Street or whatever street it is, 17th or 18th Street. But for people to actually park, they'll probably need to park across the street at the shopping center. And if it starts sounding like it's going to be big, we don't want to ask for FTPs, but maybe let us know if you're coming, because I would also want to talk to the pastor at St. Paul's to see what, A, to make sure they don't have a big event that day, because that'd be a nightmare. And B, what about their parking lot if they're not having a big event? I have spoken to the owners, managers at Truffle Brothers. They're not usually open Saturdays, but
Ever.
Every once in a while, they open for Walk on Washington for us, and had a great time. So they said they'll be open. So that's not free food. We're not buying food from them, but they'll be open. And that was another one of my questions. Do you think we probably do need to have a microphone so when Heather Hutt comes by to speak, people can hear her, for example? And if yes, I want to see if that's a simple thing. Can we just plug into their electric, or do we need a generator? We see I'm beginning to realize, do we need music as in the back? Maybe not. So I want to get the bigger details. Who's participating? I mean, there's a South LA Tree Coalition now. Would they want to participate? I can ask Robin, the person who heads it. So, but my panic is that we're going to ask Council District 10 for, now I'm making up a number, 20 tables, and suddenly we need 35. So, that I was hoping we can finalize who the key participants are sooner rather than later. We can adjust the table count, but not triple it, I think, closer to the event. So that's why I'm trying to push that. And then the little detail, do we need a microphone, can happen a little bit later. So, my opinion. Okay. Any other ideas on the who? We know that Marius is going to follow up on apparel and or electronics, just so long as it's on the electronics, it's not a drive product, it's an actual park your car. And I know the clothing, you just bring the bag of clothing, that is not a problem. I don't know how successful there was a clothing, but it was new clothing, it wasn't recycled. There was a new clothing drop off on Big Sunday. No, the unofficial Big Sunday since the real, Martin Luther King Day Big Sunday at 24th Street. Cool. And I don't know if it was successful or not. They were really pitching out to the whole world, not locally. They did a better job locally. And it was new clothing, not recycle. But I just don't know if anybody did it at all. So that would be the other question, whereas do people like to drag their clothing to something like this? I mean, I would do it. I love the idea. So, okay.
I had a brief thought. You mentioned slow streets earlier, the person who's interested in slow streets.
Yes,
it's probably too late for this kind of program, but it would be interesting to see slow streets in the avenues just between Adams and the 10 or Adams and Washington, where it's just local access only, so cars can still come through, but no cross traffic, no one cutting across through 6th to make a couple of minutes saving the traffic, just all one day for people to ride their bikes to feel a little safer.
Oh, you mean a day of it?
Yeah, well, that could coincide with Earth Day.
Well, we're trying to bring people to this location because we also have the election, right? So as opposed to a global, I mean, in other words, if this works out really good, maybe for next year we can plan something more globally. But this was to be a, what do you call it? Anyway, each tail wags the other dog thing. People come to the vote at the election. Oh, look, there's Earth Day. Or people come oh, look, I can also vote because I actually am eligible to vote. Some will be and some will not be.
Okay.
So a synergistic kind of situation with kids' activities also. So we're going to, assuming we're pulling all this off, we now also have to see if somebody will be there to encourage kids to also use the kids' park in between everything. So I mean, so there's a lot of promotion we need to do as well. And to Elizabeth's point, the only way it's going to be successful for our, I'll call them vendors, our partners, is if people come. So we need to know really soon so we can start promoting the heck out of this thing. So, come see this, learn about worms, see, do this craft, get some seeds, because we need to know exactly what we're doing to promote what we're doing. And some of those will be standalones, come see how, come meet the Garden Foundation. They'll have worm composting and have a picture of a worm or worm compost. And then a different one promoting if we got a tree giveaway, the tree giveaway, and then lots of things promoting all of it. So, and we don't even have an artist graphics yet. So we have lots of things to do. Okay. Anything else?
Is it best to reach out to one of the organizations like City Plants or whatever and wait until like district
UNNC
10 is on board, or reach out to them soon? I've spoken to them to a bit, and I've met a couple of the people in their organization.
Yeah, I know. We actually weirdly know the people at City Plants because they used to be the same people who we know at KYCC. We now no longer know the KYCC people, but we gave them money. So UNNC will reach out to City Plants through Danielle, who used to work at KYCC. So because that's a city partnership. So UNNC is a city partner. So the UNNC handles the partnerships, but I'm just saying politically, it'd be better if we can say Council District 10 is co-sponsoring the event. That's why I need to get that happening. Okay. I'm using the I word because I've been the one talking to the council on this. And Elizabeth's the one talking to Neighborhood Council Sustainability Alliance, isn't she?
It's still on my to-do list. So
Yeah.
Okay. I got
Well,
it. She's been
Lisa gets our emails. So all you need to do is say, you've probably seen our emails, but we want to know if you guys want to be there with a table. That's
okay.
Does she want to be at our event versus any other event with a table to promote
Okay.
the Sustainability Alliance? That's all we want to know at this point from her.
Okay. Okay. That's easy. That's easy. An easy ask.
Okay, so I'm writing some notes in the chat, and everyone's welcome to do so as well, so that there are reminders. So I'm writing South LA Tree Alliance. And
we're going to try to get some of those compost boxes.
yes,
Right, the food waste box giveaway.
Organics pails.
Yeah.
Well,
whatever it is.
But a table. Okay. These are all just notes and reminders. This meeting is being recorded, so we can all go back and look at it anyway. But okay. Anything else? So UNNC itself has banners and things like that, but at some point, if we have 3 UNNC tables, we don't have enough banners, which is why I'm saying, how do we decorate ours? What do we put in the back of our tent versus the front? So, okay, Elizabeth.
Sorry, no. Sorry, it's just been a long day.
Yep.
I mean, I'm good at spitballing, but right now where I am, and
it's
right
okay.
now where I am, 2,000 miles away. I was just wondering if an area restaurant could have a food distribution table.
What do you give away food?
Yeah, give away little tastes of food. It could be from their business, you see. So it could be like.
Here's my answer.
The Panaderia right next door?
Hang on. Here's my basic core answer. No, not at the No, it's a problem. It's not at the festival. We cannot have the local restaurants giving away food because each one would have to have their own liability insurance, proof of their license, proof that everyone who is at their own little booth has passed the food certification, food handling test. Right. So yes, we're talking to the adjacent restaurants, and if they wish to do anything at their own location, we don't have to worry about that. We will have.
Well, in that case, then
we will be giving.
Can the Sunday farmers market be on Saturday that week?
Unlikely. The church that they use
because they have their own food preparation. They have their own food.
We have budget to give away food. We're providing food. I'm hoping the council office will double the budget.
Oh, we're going to give away.
Yeah.
All right. Can we make sure it's all vegetarian, please? Yeah, we were talking about what we talked about that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, you
We're going
rejected-
over it again.
I know you rejected the hot dogs. I got a
You know, hot dogs.
full when the other members of the committee plus you said no hot dogs. Although I would love to see if Sprouts would donate their vegan hot dogs. But anyway, did Elizabeth leave? I don't know. Anyway, we do have food. I hope you can hear that. And you're just trying to double the budget. We have a budget of $1,500. But what Danielle told me again from Council District 10 is when they did the street festival, right? Same exact location where they opened the park. So it was about 350 people. They spent almost $2,800 and had lots of food. So that's double what our budget is. So I want to see if we can get, again, the council office to join with us so we can double the budget. But I don't know. These are all questions without yes or no's. These are just all these thoughts. Otherwise, we have $1,500 and a strong desire not to make that for hot dogs. So I heard you. But to the other point, a different point, we should probably ask World Harvest if they want to have some sort of setup there. And anyway, okay, I see there's a lot of work to do. I'm hoping I don't have to do all of it myself. So I will individually telephone Charlie and Christy and Davina and see what pieces of this they can lift off their shoulders. All right.
Okay.
And it is 8:50. Also on this agenda is all business, new business, possible agenda topics, speakers or presentations for 2023. Should we table those two items? Does anybody have any old, well, Bronson would. Anybody have old business at this point? Okay, in terms of speakers and all those things, probably should table them. I'm so thinking about stuff. I just realized one other entity I can reach out to is USD. They're doing a whole thing on trees and climate change, and it's a community building thing that they're doing, and have some interesting presentations. So I'll see if they want to have a table. Okay, so the more of these interesting things, the more likely we get more people to attend. But if we wait till a week before the event, it won't be useful. Okay. Anyone have anything else?
Nice meeting y'all. Happy to be a part of it. Happy to be here.
Thank you, Bronson. So Bronson, you're going to look into move out. Okay, and I will do an email out as an after action from this about Bronson. I will add you to the group of emails, and you'll meet other people on the email who are not here tonight. All right. Okay, I think we're calling this meeting over. Yes. I can't, since you guys said yes, because my internet's kind of in and out.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't tell if it was me or you guys.
Yeah. Anybody wants to keep the stuff I typed into the chat, the way you save the chat is first of all you open the chat, and then there's three little dots now. They used to be on the side, now they're at the bottom, and you click save chat. Okay. So I will say good night to everybody.
Good night.
Okay. Good night.
Night.
Okay, bye-bye. I'm in the meeting now. And Elizabeth, I'm really sorry.
Thank
For your-
you.
And
Thank you. Me too.
did they tell you why or what? Or just
It's a massive infection, so they'll do some kind of, I think it's a liver biopsy or a liver necropsy. Yeah, yeah. Well, once again, it was great to see you, Marius. See you in
Good to
April.
see you. All right then.
Again. Yeah, yeah.
Bye.
Super.